Our reading in chapter 1 of Romans, especially the last 2 days, has been really difficult to understand. But remember how Paul said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel, and the righteous will live by faith. Well, then these last 2 days, we've talked about those who they've known about God through his creation, but they don't know the good news of Jesus Christ. And Paul has explained to us what has taken place in them. They've tried to live by their own righteousness. They've tried to be their own God. They've set their own images. They've decided their own ways. And that's why they have received such difficulty in their life. They need the gospel. So today, I want to read those last 4 verses in chapter 1, which really concludes that opening statement about how the righteous are going to live by faith, God's righteousness. But those who try to live by their own righteousness, take their own ways, go in ways opposite of God's ways, will pay a horrible price in their life. Verse 28, and because they did not think it worthwhile to acknowledge God, they didn't think it was important to recognize God. God delivered them over to a corrupt mind so that they do what's not right. Well, you're not going to pay attention to me, God says. Their mind is corrupted. Their mind does not work correctly. And they're given over to do things that are not right. They're filled with all unrighteousness. I mean, they just get filled with, their lives get so corrupted, so messed up and confused. Evil, greed, they want more. Wickedness, malice, they want to harm people. They are full of envy, murder, quarrels, deceit. They won't tell the truth. Malice, they intend evil. They're gossips. They talk about people. Slanderers, say things that are wrong about others. God haters, arrogant, proud, boastful. Look what I can do. Inventors of evil, creating new ways to do what is wrong. They're disobedient to parents. Senseless, it makes no understanding. Untrustworthy, can't trust them. They're unloving, they're unmerciful. Although they know God's just sentence, they know where it's going, that those who practice such things deserve to die. They not only do those things, but even applaud others who practice them. See, it's one thing to do what's wrong. I mean, we will do things that are not pleasing to God. Oh, I should not have done that. But to take pride and applaud those who do what's wrong, it's even more corrupt. It's even gone further. So that chapter 1 of Romans, it opened in Paul's greeting to the church in Rome. Oh, how desperately I want to come see you. I'm longing to see you again. And I've heard such good things about you and what you're doing, your faith. And then Paul said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. And we talked about the gospel, the truth, the good news of Jesus Christ. Jesus, born of the Virgin, lived a sinless life, lived no sin. He died on the cross. He was raised from the dead, and he lives today. That's the good news. That is the gospel. And then those many last verses talked about how there are many people, they've known about God from the beginning. They see it in creation, but they refuse to acknowledge the gospel, that Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And we've heard all of these horrible things about the way they live and what takes place in their lives, how their lives are ruined, how they are destroyed. If we want to have a life at peace with God, at peace with men. If we want to have a life that is loving and helpful, then we need to live by faith in his righteousness. We'll never earn our own way. So let's don't make up our own rules to God. Let's be honoring him and faithful to him. And we've read all of Romans chapter 1 now through verse 32. Well, we'll move forward in a few days into the second chapter. I hope you'll go with me. I'm trying to learn more, and I hope that you will too. Communicate with me. Let me know if this is enjoyable to you, if it's of benefit, and I'll talk to you soon. God keep you. That's Romans chapter 1.